Hey, it's almost 6 a.m. on July 17, 2021, and I want to say hello. Hey, I'm not dead. And there was actually one of those, what I understand to be terminal options, that was available as of midnight last night. But, I was in a zone where I had an extended conversation with myself, because there's really nobody else that'll have a conversation with me, for about 7 hours. And it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing, right? And I am actually kind of disappointed that nobody took me seriously as somebody with potential legal acumen, because there's a lot of possibilities that are actually really necessary right now. And the ironic thing is, I was sincere. I recognize that there's a particular hue and maybe even a particular mineral content, right? But the ironic thing is, there's a visual overlay that has one person's visual representation, who is a person with some public clout. But at the end of the night, it is one of a number of accounts that has a name and has a profile associated with it. And I keep getting over and over again that somehow this is not me. I'm not actually capable of these things. I'm nothing more than a pass through. And it would be very different if I didn't just today find more information about the implications of pass throughs, right? Specifically when it comes to acts of human trafficking, and specifically when it comes to violations of the 14th and potentially 13th, and in this case, definitely 13th Amendment. Because, as a matter of fact, part of the extended conversation last night was about 13th Amendment violations. So I'm going to acknowledge you. Ted Cruz, how's it going? How are you? Hmm? I don't know what else to say. Something wants me to acknowledge that massive transaction deposited into an account with your name on it. And apparently there was a timeline, and this is some sort of, I don't know, maturity? Yield? I don't know. And I'm supposed to understand it's you, right? It's yours. And it has been for 8 years, but they've been saying it's been yours for 8 years, for 2 years, right? So that means 10 years. 10 years of my life apparently is actually yours. And I'm just a pass through on my own life. And now we're at the stage we're at. The problem is, my understanding is this currency is not for you and it's not from you. But for whatever reason, it's supposed to belong to you. So I'm acknowledging, I'm going to make notice of this in this manner, right? I'm not going to recap, because if you had any interest in an actual professional legal contextualization for any of these events, you would have already contacted me by now. And I'm pretty certain we're going on over 4 years now. And not one person in the state of Texas has done anything remotely consistent with acting like somebody that's actually a legal professional. It's some sort of audition for some sort of stage production, and I'm not very interested in that, right? So I'm just going to acknowledge it was great, right? It was an amazing transaction. Everything I thought was 100% sincere. If there had been any disagreement of opinion, hopefully people would have been mature enough. But something in this account feature says that something that was done was so unconscionable that I personally will never be let in. And I have no idea what that part is, because that's not at all what came up. But that's in the background, right? And I don't even think I'm supposed to alienate myself completely. Nothing I've done in the last 10 years is supposed to be for me. It was all supposed to be for you. And I don't believe that. I don't believe one bit of that at all. So we're in a very awkward situation because you exist and I don't. And yet every day, over and over again, this happens, right? And today, at least today, the terminating option yielded to you, right? Okay. It's the end of a 72-hour period. And this time tomorrow is going to be past the end of another 72-hour period. We'll see what happens.